A New York judge dropping the hammer on former President Donald Trump's business empire, reaching a blockbuster verdict in the civil fraud trial and imposing a whopping $364 million penalty against his company. Trump is personally on the hook for $355 million of that. It is over what the judge ruled was a years-long scheme to dupe banks and others with financial misstatements and inflated the former president's wealth. Trump is also barred from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation for 3 years. His sons, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, ordered to pay $4 million. They also will not be permitted under this decision to be officers of a New York corporation for 2 years. So the former president is at Mar-a-Lago and is vowing to appeal this decision. He has pulled no punches throughout all of these legal situations, and also in reacting to this verdict. He said this on Truth Social, quote, "This decision," in quotes, "is a complete and total sham. There were no victims, no damages, no complaints, only satisfied banks and insurance companies," in quotes, in parentheses rather, which made a ton of money. The Democrat who started the whole thing by suing the Trump Organization, New York Democrat Attorney General Letitia James. She is expected to speak about an hour from now. She also just tweeted and called this a, quote, massive victory. And it looks like she got exactly what she wanted. She ran on a campaign to do exactly this. Watch.
I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake. I believe that the president of these United States can be indicted for criminal offenses.
Will you sue him for us? Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the He's going to know my name personally.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Incredible, right? I mean, I know pretty much everybody at the table is kind of jumping to talk about this, but I'm going to go to Judge Sneem first because she looks the most ready.
Look, this is an outrage. What you're seeing is an attorney general who in any other time or in any other day would have been removed from office based upon her promise to go after a person against whom there was no crime alleged. She just looked at him until she found something that she thought was appropriate. I have never seen a law that was written to protect consumers used against a man and an organization where not a one consumer was harmed, not one bank was harmed. They never missed a loan payment. They never were in default on any loan. Deutsche Bank and every other bank that did business with the Trump Organization made hundreds of millions of dollars. And let me be clear. Donald Trump and his organization made it very clear on their loan applications that they were disclaiming their evaluation and saying that the banks and the insurance companies and everybody else should do their own evaluation. And that's what the business world, that's how it works. They knew it. They understand it. They have forensic accountants. They have real estate evaluators. They have all kinds of people who assess whether or not the property is worth their investing in so that they don't lose money. And they never did lose money. And the Trump Organization never went out of business. They didn't scam anyone. No one is alleging that they were defrauded or wronged. This is, I'm tired of the word lawfare. This is an attempt by people to take down a former president who was beating the present president in terms of the polls, and looks like he's going to beat him in the next election. This is what third world countries do. It's outrageous. And I've got, just so you know, I have Eric Trump, who's going to be on Laura Ingraham tonight, and he's going to talk about the fact that neither he nor his brother were any part of this evaluation process, and they have each been levied $4 million, I believe, when they were never in the back rooms and part of any of this stuff. So there's also another legal issue, and I'll finish. The appellate division, which is the court above this bozo, who I could go into, but I won't, they said that anything before 2014 is barred by the statute of limitations. This inept, incompetent, progressive leftist judge that I wasn't going to talk about, he then took all of the properties before 2014 and included them in his assessment of things that he felt were overvalued. So he is as corrupt as the day is long. And I'll end it at that. the judge.
You know, Jessica, politically, it just raises the question of whether or not this is overboard, right? We've seen it backlash and help this candidate every step of the way. $364 million. I looked at, I think Norfolk Southern paid about $350 million for ruining an entire town. I have accounts here of people who are devastated. My home is gone forever. I feel sick. I've felt sick for months. I mean, the egregiousness and the damage is so clear in these cases, right? Then look at another case, O.J. Simpson, civil case, okay? $30 million for the murder of 2 individuals. This number seems to come out of I don't know where, because you don't have anything documented by these banks that they were wronged to this dollar amount or that dollar amount. So it's like another punitive situation. Well, just because he didn't have enough remorse, we're going to make him pay $360 million. What's the political impact of this? Do you think it helps or hurts?
Good point. Speaking as the other judge here on the panel right now, I'm obviously not a financial expert.
You were appointed by me, though, so I just want to, just so we're clear.
That justifies all the robes I wear around the building. Back off, HR. I am a judge, and I'm not a financial expert. The last time my identity got stolen, my credit score went up 22 points, okay? This is not my purview per se, but to oversimplify this for the viewers, what we need to understand is when we say that no one is claiming victimhood, okay, meaning not the banks, not the lenders. Okay, this is the financial equivalent of convicting someone for murder, but no one's dead. And that's why we're outraged. There has been no crime from the standpoint of there's an aggrieved class we need to avenge. And that's why this looks so brazenly political. Understand, a lot of the attacks on Trump are being sold to us as an effort to protect democracy. That shot you just played to start off the show was her denying the legitimacy of the 2016 election. It began with her going, we're going to get this illegitimate president and break him down. And she ran on that. The way they get away with this really quickly, and I don't mean to get all serious because people bring me on because I talk like I get paid in Tide Pods and tequila, and that might be true, okay? They manufactured a hysteria around Donald Trump. Okay, Trump was part of the fabric of polite society his whole life. The man hosted a primetime show on NBC for 15 years. He was not a fringe loony with a bunch of white supremacist friends. He was their friend. They went to Mar-a-Lago. They went to his wedding. The Clintons hung out with him. Absolutely. When he entered politics, they manufactured a hysteria of, we don't know this man. I'm like, you know, aside from all the selfies of you hanging out at his country clubs, you don't know this man. But what they're doing in this moment is they're going to this place of emotion that the rest of the country isn't on board with, meaning emotion denies you self-awareness that would otherwise tell you sound crazy. So they've taken this to a place where the rest of us are just like, I don't know, no one's mad about the loans. Shut up and move on with your life. Judge Jimmy has spoken.